Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Hello and welcome to the late Apex here on Apex Racing TV. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick and also me is David Sampson, and as always we are going to be discussing everything that's been going on in the world of sim racing over the past 7 days. The main stories today will be iRacing confirming what's coming in the 2025 Season 2 build. We'll also be discussing Verstappen.com, Verstappen's real-life racing team, taking part in the GT World Challenge this year. Some exciting moves when it comes to sim racers in that field. A few new hardware products from Heusinkveld and Asetek, an RFactor 2 Formula E update, and of course everything that's gone on with the Apex Racing brands as well. David, how are you this afternoon?
Busy, but good. Easy week for talking about sim racing today because there's loads to talk about.
There's a decent amount to talk about, yeah. The last couple of weeks have been better than what we had in January, I think it's safe to say. So
Dry season.
I'm looking forward to that. Quick shout out, by the way, to the Apex Racing Academy Sebring 2.4 hours. That is coming up in a couple of weeks' time. We've already had over 70 entries for that. It's free entry. We're going to need a couple of splits, I think, to organise all the different drivers. And so you can sign up to that over at apexracingleague.com. It's a fun event for you to prepare for the Sebring 12 hours. But let's talk about our news then. And we're not going to talk about our headlines straight away, but we will talk about iRacing straight away. Because after their development updates, their development blog a couple of weeks ago, we sort of had a good idea, but I think we've now got a firm list of what's coming in the next build, as well as a few videos as well to explain them in more depth.
By firm list, I compiled this from the forums, which can definitely be trusted.
Absolutely. These people on the forums are like dedicated to this cause.
Correct, yeah. But yeah, we got a few videos yesterday as well. We got the GTP tyre update video, the adaptive AI video, and the UI update video. So we can show a couple of them. What one do you want to go for first?
May as well go for it. I think this is the one that people will be most excited about.
Release, iRacing is introducing updates to the GTPs and Hypercar.
Pause it 1 second. Sorry. Just my one quick take on this is, isn't this a fix? They're selling it as a feature.
Sure. Well,
didn't they mess up and now they're like introducing the new?
Well, of course they can say that it's the new tyre model, but I guess we're already on the new tyre model.
Correct. Yeah. Anyway, so you can carry on. Sorry. Yeah.
It may be
but the thing that they really focus on this is the cold tyres on an outlap. It seemingly is going to be really tricky
and just
on your first lap.
General difficulty of driving this new car, I think reduced aero, but you see a lot of mistakes in the videos. That's almost what this video is a compilation of mistakes. We see here at Long Beach, Daytona.
Making the outlap a critical.
Yeah, so if we see, it's just really, yeah, here we go. Look, another spin. If you flick to Daytona, they show, does look good though. Are they hitting in the lighting update? No, it's not.
Did they go to Daytona?
Yeah, I'm sure about maybe at the
It
beginning.
looks like it's just Sebring.
Maybe Sebring. Yeah, you're right, Sebring. Sorry, they're showing off Sebring 12, not Daytona 24.
What I was slightly concerned about is that they were talking about, oh yeah, our lap times perfectly match the real life lap times. But no disrespect to Alexander Horn, you see him drive around, he's clearly nowhere near pushing it to the limit. So I'm a bit scared, as is often the case, that, okay, it matches the real life times until an alien gets in the car and until someone figures out the setups, and then they'll gain 4 seconds.
Setups and the driver, for sure. Because as we saw with their previous update, the thing they really missed was the high-speed downforce or grip. I'm going to say grip. The high-speed grip that was there present in the previous tyre, where people were making comparison videos where they were actually going a slightly quicker apex speed than a Formula 1 car.
Yeah.
You know.
They did admit that in cooler conditions, they are not very accurate. Well, they might be too quick in the cooler conditions. They said, well, we've matched it up with the conditions that you'd normally have in the real-world IMSA series, which I guess is mainly held in the summer, but cooler conditions, it's going to be maybe too
that's
grippy.
One iRacing thing. When we jump to another sim that's paramount is cold track in another sim means, well, it's going to be really difficult to get the tyres up to temp. In iRacing, colder just means faster. Linear line. If you can make track colder, you go quicker. So I can understand why they can't pair that up, because otherwise they'd have to make their lap times extraordinarily slow in the more regular temps that are seen. But it'd be funny to see the YouTube videos of someone cranking the temps, cranking the humidity, everything down, and bam, sending a lap.
I mean, it's going to be several seconds a lap too fast, I think, still. But yeah, it will be better than what it was. I think in the IMSA series, do you take tyres during the 45 minutes? You don't take tyres, do you?
You should take one or two usually.
Do you think you're going to take them anymore? Because that's going to be really unsettling.
It's a really good point.
Lap.
It depends on, because they didn't just mention about the ramification of cold tyres, but more how you prepare them and then bring them up. If they're using words like that, then if you're talking anything over a lap, then yeah, you're right. You're probably going to lose out. But then again, like we talk about drivers and setups, maybe the strategy is to pit a little earlier. We don't know what's going to be the meta.
Fuel saving might be OP now, right? Like if you can go that extra lap and you're going fast while someone else is having to pit a lap earlier and to deal with the cold tyres, you could get track position.
I know a lot of people are going to miss, believe it or not, the buggy, outraged, annoyed GTP timer that currently exists at the moment. There are a large group of people that obviously love this.
Yeah.
It's easy to drive. It's rapid as hell. They don't need to worry about passing GT3s anymore. They'll always make the apex ahead of them. Back in the day, that was a little trickier.
Don't have to get uncomfortable when an LMP2 is catching you from behind.
No, exactly. Plus, I assume they're going to be even slower in the wet now. They're already really slow.
Yeah.
Now the GTs are going to be passing.
So we also got a video about adaptive AI. I wasn't quite sure how adaptive AI worked, but I didn't realize that it actually changes during the race.
Yeah.
I thought it was something that got calculated where it's like looks at your previous few races and figures it out based on that. But no, it's whilst you're driving, the other drivers will match your pace.
Yeah. I do wonder if it's then going to persist in some fashion, or you always have this issue where,
will it reset before each race?
We're not sure about the persistency. I would have liked to have seen, rather than easy, medium, hard, extreme, I would have liked to have seen 2K, 4K, 6K, 8K or something like, I don't know, to give a bit more of a, hasn't got to be perfect, but give you a bit more of a ball. I don't know what one to put it on. Am I a medium? Like what's 6K? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of this.
I think it is a really good thing. I think like often when I want to do an AI race, I just want to jump in and have a good race. And I don't really know what speed I am, like, especially when it's a new car. I think generally I'm usually around sort of 90 and 100%. But when I jump into a car, I don't really know how fast I am. So you might jump into a race. Oh, I'm 2 seconds off the pace. Okay, I'll put it out, change it again.
We are going to do a video then of Sam racing the 90 to 100 bracket in GT3s at Spa.
Oh, is that really OP?
No, I just want to see how you get on.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Lap 3, then you're just gone. Interesting box with the question in chat. Who even uses AI, and do you use it?
I
use it for
haven't used
photos.
it recently.
I use it for capturing a good photo because it's easy, right?
Yeah.
I can manipulate all the cars.
I think it's good when you're like practicing a race if you've got like a league race or something and you maybe want to do that. But I usually get obsessive over my pace, and I think when you're doing an AI race, maybe it distracts you from that. But it certainly makes sense if you want to practice your racecraft.
Yeah, I mean, at the rare occasion, I've barely ever used it, but there was one time it came up that I did use it. I had PESC All-Stars at Mugello 2 weeks ago. I think I've lapped the track. I've never raced there. There were no races going there, and I wanted to get a feel for, what corners can I sacrifice a little bit of pace at to make, like it's all well and good being fast at a track, but when you're racing someone else, you need to know how to set things up, And so I threw up an AI race, whacked it up to max difficulty, and tried to get a feel for, even if I couldn't make the overtakes, what the AI is planning, and look at some of the racing lines. But no, I've never really found a use for AI. Well, apart from what I just mentioned.
Sure. Yeah. Welcome to iRacing Aussie and Gaz 300 as well. UI update.
Yes. I mean, it feels like they grabbed a few features from RaceLab apps and the iRacing 4 Discord bot. So you got participation, and you see that they skipped over rather quickly. But the curve in which your speed to iRating should be.
Yeah, we have got. Here we go. This is what we're talking about. So
that's pace analysis. So over the stint, you can see. Oh no, this is just lap time. Yeah, sorry.
And then you have your driver rating on the X. I mean, it's quite a bad graph. One, it's not zoomed in enough, and two, it's a very wiggly line. Like it's quite difficult to decipher exactly where you are in that. I would say.
Yeah, they should just normalize the information. We don't need to know
the peaks and the troughs. We don't need to know the extremes, do we?
No,
it should just be like a nice curve.
Normalize it. Yeah, exactly.
Plus, no one's thinking that. Oh, actually, on this track, 4K drivers are better than 5K drivers. just to let you guys know.
Correct.
Just a heads up.
Just because there was one dude that's rapid. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't need to see the peaks and troughs. So, I mean, maybe that'll get fixed in time.
This is the new Go Racing page.
I mean, I quite like
very long.
Yeah, the driver briefing's a good addition, and the separation of races and practices, because we've all done it where you're rushing, you click a practice and you've clicked a race.
That's sort of a feature that we don't really appreciate how awful that's been.
Yes.
Because on the old one, it used to be you had like a box in the top right, and you had practice, qualifying, race, and you just ticked the race box, and then you could see when the next races were coming up. And of course, since the last few years, it's been mixed about.
Correct. Yeah.
And so this is a much better way of doing it.
Yeah. I did notice. I had a quick glance. If you pause it here, because they highlight IMSA, they still it's the other page. They still don't highlight what the SOF is per class. So
sure.
It's a 4K IMSA race. But then you hop in and there's 1K LMP2s. Like, I don't know why they've rebuilt it but not given us class off.
Sure.
It's always frustrated me. Because, you don't want to... they just tell you the softs of...
they give you the overall softs, don't they? But
yeah, which is a big shame.
Standings look pretty much the same because it's quite a worrying thing that...
Popular time slots is a good addition.
Do you think though this is a bit of a risk that if we tell people when to race, that it's just going to make it more extreme? Everyone's just going to go, oh, okay, that's the race that I want to be in. Okay, I'm just going to race on a Thursday evening because that's the one that is best. I'm not going to mess up. Like you almost want people to be fooled into racing the lower participation stuff to bring it up.
I get you. It's the quandary of, say, Google Maps telling everyone that, there's a 6-minute slowdown on this road. If you cut through this local town that's really small, you will save time. Okay, but everyone's doing it. It's quicker than 6 minutes. I'm not sure. We'll see. I think it's just informing people so they don't miss out on, rather than, I think they're focusing on just getting rid of the people that was excited to race supercars when all the Aussies are asleep and then thought, oh, wait, it's just me.
Yeah.
So maybe they're looking to just help.
It is sensible, but like also you're going to have people who are like maybe jumping into supercars and going, oh, actually that doesn't have that. It maxes out 3 splits. Nah, I'm going to focus on. You always want. I know. I'm promoting people being fooled and dumb and
I get you.
But arguably that's.
I always hear. I watch a lot of streamers and everything, and there's this one mistake that we all make when you sit there and thinking, I'm not going to register until this hits X registers. Okay. Problem is, you, someone else, you're all doing it.
Yeah.
Register. They register. You all register. Unregister if you're unhappy. But yeah, I would like to see people register their interest because other people are hovering as well.
Yeah.
But so I get your point on that. We'll see.
Yeah, there wasn't really anything else I had ideas for the UI. I think it'll be good. And then there were a few other things that well, we've got this tier maker.
Yeah, we might as well mix the words, the news into the tier maker.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't think of any other tier. Next week I've got a good tier maker idea. I think we may as well not tier maker necessarily, but of course next week F1. We may as well just talk about F1.
Perfect.
So we can do that next week. So that's easy. But yeah, this week. Well, yeah, we've got 4 different tiers. We've got excited, good, meh, and please don't.
So when we drag them in, we'll explain what's going on. So the first one is 3D curbs. So 3D curbs are coming to Jerez, Aragon, Sandown, VIR, Winton, Rutskogen, and Hockenheim, Barcelona, and Road America. And obviously, we're both going to put that in please don't.
I mean, I don't know them well enough, but
I just don't like 3D curbs in iRacing.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, they are much more dangerous.
I don't. It's like it exposes one of the weaknesses in iRacing with its suspension model that now they're adding something that exposes the issue, and I don't know.
Sure.
I've not enjoyed the addition of 3D curbs.
Adaptive AI. I'd say good.
Sure. For the people that use it, it's good.
If I ever go into an AI, next time I do an AI race, I'll definitely use it. I think that will be my go-to thing now because I don't care about in career mode it would be bad because if you get better and better in your career, you have no progression.
So what's the strat on the first couple of laps? Drive slow.
Maybe
fall them into as they start down curving. You full send it.
Yeah.
Power lap, Hamilton. Push lap. Get the lead, and then they start picking up pace.
Are you going to try to be the adaptive AI champion?
Correct.
You're like, but if Job could try to do adaptive AI, he's not as good at beating the adaptive AI.
Correct.
As me.
He doesn't know the strat of underdriving.
I haven't done this very well. Something in Initium.
That's the connection flag.
Connection flag. Yeah.
I heard that it's not. It is just going to be a caution that it doesn't pull. It's not going to do anything that doesn't already happen. Sure. It just informs the people what happened.
Okay. So meh.
Yeah, exactly. If I read it when I first saw this, it's like, finally, you start blinking, bam, popped up, black flag, connection flag, you're done, mate. Which I'd like to see.
Sure.
But that's not that.
Debris refresh V2. What was the change with debris refresh? I forgot what it was for this season.
No, well, debris was added.
Like for next season. I mean, what?
I don't know. We don't know.
Okay.
They've mentioned about. I mean, they say things, right? Making it more debris style, and I don't know. I'm not sold on debris yet. To me, it's either hit or miss. I either don't see it or I see way too much.
Sure.
And Bathurst 12. Like when I finally got out of the car and I was in far chase camera, it looked gross. It was really pixely. Like there was too much of it. I'm not a fan yet. I like the idea of debris because anything that can make iRacing less repetitive and more track dynamic sounds brilliant to me. But that's not what we're getting yet.
Sure. GTP tire updates. Are we excited?
Yeah,
or good?
we are excited because we need IMSA back. We need them slower. The poor GT3s are having a really hard time at the moment because they can. There is no. The incentive to pass is way too high now.
Sure.
Way too high. You're putting a Formula 1 car against a GT4. That's the gap now you've created. Yeah, so I'd like to see that fix IMSA.
Lighting model. Excited.
Super excited. Although if it can't be shared with GTP level of excitement, that's the problem. It's S tier.
Oh, you think it's above?
Yeah, it's S tier. Yeah. It's so needed. If they get this right, it gives the engine another 5 years. You know, like it really can change the game. Because at the moment, you don't notice it when you're just driving ice. When you jump to another sim and you're getting into that, and then you jump back to iRacing, you're like, whoa, things are flat.
Yeah.
And sure, it's easy to think we need better textures or modeling, but a good lighting system with shadows and everything can change the game. So very excited for that.
Portland, I think good.
Sure, I don't really know it that well.
Sure. Well, it's the biggest road circuit. We have omitted a few oval stuff, so apologies to those people, but I think it would have been an unknown or all meh for us. And UI updates. Good. I think good. Honestly, the race and the practice sessions being separate is such like an obviously good thing that I'm actually tempted to put in good.
Sorry, Campino M8 said, I thought the connection flag pulls them to the pits and they can run ghost laps.
That's sort of what we saw initially, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I think it's I think it more keeps them in the session rather than chucking them out the race and there being no iRacing open. I think they now become a ghost.
Sure.
And they have the opportunity to fix their connection and get back to it. I don't think it's... I mean, I don't know. I'm hearing rumours, right? They haven't announced this feature yet. Agreed, that is what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be, finally, they're doing something about blinkers and stuff. What I'm now hearing, as I say, this isn't from iRacing, it's just what I'm hearing in general, is that it's more to just not snap, you're out of iRacing. You're no longer in the game anymore. When you reconnect, you've now got to wait a minute. I think it will just put you into pits. You can go... By the way, please add that. In endurances, please let us ghost drive.
Sure, yeah,
because I actually want to Smurf now.
Everyone quits, don't they?
Yeah,
but you can quit from your account. You can deregister.
You can, yeah. True, but please let us ghost. Because if it's possible to leave and rejoin and test the conditions and come back in, then just let us do it.
Sure.
Let's just warm up as well. Like imagine warming up for your stint without having to leave. Create a test drive based on the conditions that currently are, test drive a few laps, leave, rejoin, wait all that time.
In the eras of wet weather, though, could you argue it could be exploited? So, for example, if it's changeable conditions,
True.
You would have one teammate driving on dries, one teammate driving on wets, and they'd let each other know to the driver who's actually driving.
Okay, here's my point.
Change to the dries.
Smurfs do that. Because you spectate.
Okay, sure, as a spectator, yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
so you can't do it on your main because you're already in the race. If you have a Smurf account, you leave the endurance, log out, log in as the Smurf, join as spectator, run some laps in the rain to tell your teammate I mean, we did it in Bathurst 12. We had someone running laps to be like, now.
Sure.
And then we boxed, and now we're on the prime tile.
But is there an element that at the moment, sad people like you guys are
Excuse
doing
me?
it, and
P3, it was worth
a few other people are doing it, but like 99% of people aren't, whereas this might make it so that it becomes almost normalized.
Well, no, it's always been there. The idea of, you could be doing this on your stints to work out what lap you should bring the tyres in. David is such a sweat. I wasn't doing it. I don't have a Smurf. But yeah, we had someone running laps to know when the prime crossover was. Yeah, it is a little sweaty thing to do. All right, I admit.
Yeah.
But this thing's always been there. We're now just talking about the usage within the rain. Okay.
Yeah.
But please add it, yeah.
Sure. Well, we'll put... Yeah. Anyway, UI update, we put in meh. Actually, no, good. I'll put in good. So, yeah, that's our thing. You can't really read it because I didn't do the images very well. But, yeah, tyre update and lighting model we are most excited about for next season.
Well, obviously, if lighting just knocks off 40 FPS, expect the forums to get really busy. And I might make my first ever forum post.
Yeah?
I'm saving it for... I want to be like it to be legendary.
Yeah, you want at least 10,000 views on it.
At least.
What would it be? Shut up, people. It looks better with my
Obviously,
PC.
it's so
Get a better
tempting to
PC.
reply to every moron, but I don't want to waste it. So there were a few other things that weren't on the list, right? The NASCAR tracks refresh, the new ARCA, frequency of officials. So Ferrari Fixed is going every half an hour.
Okay.
So that is talking of sweat. Like, if you really want to get your 9K, 10K iRate and it's at Spa, then you can do 16 races in an 8-hour stint. That's insane.
Yeah.
And some of the rookie events are being condensed down. I don't know.
What's this rookie events thing, sorry?
Rookie races are now going to be, a lot of the rookie events are going to be now more frequent as well, rather than
sure.
having that gap in between. I think that's everything. And I say this isn't firm. Like, this is me doing research on the forums, so take it all with a pinch of salt. I didn't even know the lighting model was confirmed for next season.
Sure.
iRacing are watching this live stream like, it ain't coming. I don't know what these guys are talking about. But the forum guys are sure.
Yeah, I think they did say it was coming. It's just like, it's part of a bigger project, isn't it? And this is just part of it.
Yeah.
Well, let's...
Mark's saying he'd be down to 10 FPS. Yeah. Yeah, we can't, especially at Sebring, we can't, Daytona, sorry, we can't take a hit at Daytona.
Sure.
When it's marbly, debris down, it's raining, it's dark, you've got triple multi-class, you've been in the server for 10 hours, your PC's warm, like 50 odd FPS is all you've got. You can't take that from us.
Sure.
And because obviously new lighting does bring a new enemy, and that's shadows. Shadows is always one of the most expensive things to get right, and it is one of the best looking additions.
Absolutely,
it adds depth, it adds distance. Like, so it's going to be a scary balancing act. Let's just hope they weren't building this thinking, oh, the 50 cars are here soon. They're going to be cheap and really powerful. No.
Sure.
Expensive and meh. So let's see. I'm still excited for it, though.
Verstappen.com have announced a new car into the GT World Challenge Europe. They've already had one car in the past with Vermeulen racing in the Sprint Cup, I believe, but they are now introducing a endurance car as well. And excitingly, Chris Lulham, who of course is part of Team Redline, very one of the best sim racers in the world, is Chris Lulham. Also someone who I used to race against in karting when I was.
So you're saying you were in line for this shot?
I was on the same path.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But
you just couldn't work out finances with Max, I assume.
Yeah, just finances and talent and just bits annoying stick.
And you're busy with
like
the
that.
Podcast.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
So, Lulham is racing in that. So he's already got real world experience. I think he's done radicals or something as well as Lulham. He's a very good driver.
But this is huge, right? We're talking about Spa 24. We're talking about representing
Nürburgring 24 as well. Is that one of the events? Sorry, I should
I'm
have
not sure.
looked. I did look at the calendar earlier on, but yeah.
But yeah, mega exciting. So Chris Lulham will be partnering up with Verlumian and I forget the other guy for the endurance. I said we've already got the sprint car. So for the endurance, they'll be driving in the Aston Martin GT3 Evo, and in the sprint, it'll be a continuation of the Ferrari GT3. But yeah, as Mark said in chat, the Aston does look amazing. It's nice for us sim racers, Redline fan or not. It's so cool to see the livery driving around on track.
Yeah. There it is.
So that's the Ferrari. I'll grab a picture of the Aston. Hold on.
Yeah, the Aston looks even better.
I mean, yeah, this is that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, I'm excited for this. Very excited. It's cool. Yeah, it's an amazing opportunity, and Verstappen's flexing. Like, this is cool. This is really cool.
This is something that he's been talking about for the last few years, isn't it? And it's good that he's making some progress with it in terms of getting his teammates and other sim racers involved when it comes to real life racing. And just best of luck to Lulham that he can prove himself well, and I think he will do very well.
F1 fans are going to eat this up, right, though? Verstappen partnering with Aston Martin. There's already
I've already seen. Yeah, there's already been stuff. Yeah. And people are going, well, yeah, no, it would make sense that he'd go in 2026. Like, mate, they don't know. Like, this is an infuriating thing where people are guessing what's going to happen. It's like with Perez back in like July last year. Oh, what's he going to do? It's like they haven't made a decision yet. So you on Reddit probably aren't going to know what's going to happen, do you? Because they don't know what's going to happen, you idiot. There is actually a good article on Verstappen.com which goes through quite a few of the stuff that they're going to be doing this year when it comes to sponsoring. I think they've got some rally cars as well that they're sponsoring. They also mentioned the Verstappen.com Racing Pro Simulation, which is a professional training facility for professional racing drivers equipped with 2 state-of-the-art 180-degree simulated domes, one for Formula cars, F4 to F1, and one for GT racing. It offers
so
professional training environment.
I just want to know, we're going to get a scene recreation from Iron Man. There's a scene in Iron Man where Tony Stark realizes, wait, I own this team. I'm going to go drive the F1 car. He wanders down, driver out, gets in the F1 car. He grids up. He's in a suit. So what? Are we going to see at Spa 24, if he's not racing F1, Max just stood there like, oh, we're in P3. If I get in.
Yeah. I don't want to intrude too much, but like.
Let me in, guys. Like, I own the team. So for stint 6, it's me.
Yeah.
I'm going to drive. I hope we do. I don't know about insurances. Because we know with professional, especially F1 drivers, we've seen in the past with, well, I'm not going to start naming names, but it's a very, motor racing's dangerous, and F1 insurance policies are big, right? I mean, Verstappen's rich, but F1 insurance policies, they're huge, right? Your legs and arms are worth more than most professional drivers.
Yeah.
Because you're carrying the assets. You're literally representing out. We need you not to have injuries. So, I don't think it's a simple case of Verstappen being like, yeah, I'm allowed to just drive a GT car in a competitive environment. Until Aston Martin, like, wait, how much is the insurance policy? No, we don't have that. So we don't have that. The excess is more than our budget for the GT team. So. No, you're not driving. It's exciting, though. Very, very exciting.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's only the start of things. I'm sure there'll be more stuff. Of course, we had he was driving the F1 car last year. It was
what? Sorry.
He drove the F1 car from Redline last year.
Oh, Job.
It was Job. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a good mini series. I don't know if anyone's watched it, but on YouTube.
Yep.
It's Christian Horner and Red Bull taking Sebi Job through the. They're not going to let him touch an F1 car unless he proves himself in like the wet, in an F4, in F3,
in a Porsche Cup as well.
Porsche Cup. It's not even long. I think episode's like 6 to 10 minutes, but I think I've watched it twice. It's so cool seeing Sebi take it on. Because we look up, we say Sebi's the best of us, right? That's what most, even the pros say. So seeing him go through, a miniaturized version of this journey, but wow. And hearing some of the compliments from some big Porsche Cup drivers who've been doing this for years, what they said about Sebi was surreal.
So in the world of hardware, we've had a few updates. Just a small story, and it's a small item as well. The Heusinkveld MagShift Mini. Heusinkveld have released a shifter, but it's very small. It's a very small shifter. That's it. It is 169 millimeters high, which I'm trying to think of 17 centimeter. People can sort of picture a 30 centimeter ruler, can't they? So it's half of a 30 centimeter ruler. It is 58 millimeters by 20 millimeters, the other dimensions. And so, it should be able to attach to pretty much any sim racing rig if you are short on space. I think it's pretty neat. It's quite expensive, €260.
But does the verticalness of your shifter really save room in your sim room?
I guess so. Most people don't have stuff strapped to their ceiling, do they?
No. It does look small, though. It does look a bit... I mean, I'm sure it's good.
One of the things that you can do with it is...
Change gears?
Yeah, but it has the sequential shifter is set to deliver a typically Heusinkveld mechanical sensation when in operation, with users being able to adjust the downshift and upshift forces separately between 4 kilograms and 8 kilograms of force. Which is so you can upshift with 4 and downshift with 8 if you so choose.
I got it. Yeah. Depends how you smack it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's €260 if you want to buy that. Asetek have also released, well, not released, but they've given images of their newest rig, their first rig, in fact, and this is part of their new Initium line, which is their bottom line. So they've had sort of the 3 lines, the Forte, the Invicta, and the La Prima. But this is now a 4th line. This is their lowest one. So this is really their budget introduction. And what do you think about this rig? Do you think it looks pretty effective?
Well, it's not just the rig. We're talking... Didn't I read... I haven't read this, I'm afraid, so I'm catching up quickly. Isn't it £1,000 for everything?
So that is one of the things. So they did a live stream, so people can watch that if they are interested. But... yeah, they said how CEO of Asetek Simsports, Andre Eriksson, even went as far to say it will be possible to own an Initium steering wheel, pedal set, wheelbase rig, and seat. Didn't realise the seat for less than the price of an Invicta steering wheel.
Yeah,
which is about £1,000.
Yeah, then they've almost done it. Like, I've been saying for years, like, if you can get something compact, well-priced, fully featured, direct drive, load cell, big brand, good software that works for PC and console users, like, that is the holy grail. Because the kind of stuff we use is, you know, shipping is half this. Shipping's hundreds of pounds. Building it cuts your hands. Like, everyone goes triples. Like, it's good for us niche £2,000 GPUers, but it's not a mass market thing. So I think this is excellent. I really don't like how that arm comes up, supports the DD, but I'm sure it's been magically engineered. I mean, I get why they've only got the one bracket, but is that supporting the DD, the wheel, your forces, and the monitor? Holy moly!
Yeah, that's not a lot, is it?
Plus, you're going to lean on that to get in and out the rig. Like, that is... Yeah,
not much of a surprise. I've only got one monitor on it.
Yeah. And I'm assuming it has like a... No, I assume it's not a folding mechanism. No, that looks... I mean, it does look well engineered at the bottom. There's like 2 rows of... I don't know. There is a bit of a V shape at the bottom, so maybe... I don't know. It's a lot to ask, though, right? For a single piece of what looks like aluminium to be holding a DD, your monitors.
Sure.
You wouldn't want to put 49 on that. I don't know. See what they say. But yeah, I think price-wise, that's amazing.
Yeah, so the rig alone should be $400/euros. It's not available yet. And, of course, those other items will gradually be announced as time goes on. So watch this space.
Question in chat. What do we think about the price of shifters and handbrakes? I think 200 is crazy. Well, let's remember who's selling this one. This is Heusinkveld. This is a magnetic. I call them hall censored. Can't break. Full steel aluminium construction. There's no plastics and cheap leather. So yeah, you can get your Thrustmaster. Is it Thrustmaster that probably had the most popular shifter?
Yeah, I was thinking. I thought SimLab did one as well, but maybe SimLab is just handbrake, actually.
Just looking. Yeah, I think this Thrustmaster one, this one. I think this is hugely popular and can be found for much cheaper than this. I think Fanatec and stuff have got a few cheap ones as well. So it really depends, like, you know, your Heusinkveld, you're paying for the top end. Like, will be the best shifter you can get. Like, you know, they've been leading... I mean, I know we talk about the Simmer cubes now, but that's a whole other kettle of fish, like spending that kind of money on a pedal. But Heusinkveld are always, you know, they don't skimp on manufacturing, is what I'm trying to get at. So yeah, you're not... This shouldn't be your first shifter. Oh, like, I might use it occasionally for truck sim. No, you're buying this because you want the best sequential shifter there is.
RFactor 2 have updated their Formula E package. I didn't realise this, but they have
didn't know this.
all the cars. Well, I say all the cars. It might just be one car, and then they got different liveries. I'm not entirely sure. But they've got all the tracks as well, which are like unique because obviously each track is only used for Formula E. But yeah, they've modelled them all already, and they've now updated 7 of them to bring them up to spec when it comes to the sponsors and stuff.
Yeah, so I remember during the pandemic, there was a few drivers I used to speak to and work with who competed in the guy who coached me competed in the Formula E esport cup series thing. But yeah, I see your note. But yeah, where's Formula E Ultimate?
Yeah, like it seems weird that they don't just release a game.
Formula E Ultimate, just nick the UI, make it blue, take out everything else. I don't.
Yeah.
Seems like I mean, how much has LMU made? Like 6-7 million now.
Yeah.
Do it.
The as far as I can work out, I'm not 100% sure, but on Steam, the 2023 Formula E pack is listed at £10.60 to buy. If you've already got the pack, then all these updates will be brought to you for free. So I believe that it will be £10.60. I'm not sure if those updates have been released yet. But yeah, it would be a very easy game to make, and I think a popular game as well. I think Formula E have sort of dropped the ball though when it comes to partially esports, but particularly making a video game. I think Formula E's been very good when it comes to social media and fan engagement.
Very much so, yeah.
But they've not been good when it comes to this.
The most valuable asset, if we're talking about Formula E, because I lived not too far from one of the races not that long ago in America, is their license. They own a 25-year exclusive Formula of all-electric racing series. And, you know, Formula One, they've got big manufacturers contacting them, pushing for this, and their reply is, yeah, we can't. It has to be hybrid. Like, we literally don't have the license available. But yeah, you're right. Their social media and fan engagement. Car Evolution's also been one of their strengths. I mean, back in the day, they used to have 2 cars, and you'd drive into the pits.
I think the next round of the championship, they're going to do the mega recharging thing.
Yeah.
So they're going to, you put in a thing, and it recharges the car in like 60 seconds, and then you do the second half of the race. I've heard.
I don't know if people remember the early races, but there were loads of penalties for the seatbelt not being done. Like, they were pulling away as they were clicking it, and the sensor was like,
I think they brought in a minimum pit stop time in the end because people were trying to jump from one car to another and not put on their belts.
Exactly, so. Starting the car with the knee because the hand's doing the seatbelt and your fingers pressing gears and stuff. But no, I mean, this could all just be the tail end of their license agreement with the game, and they were meant to do this. I mean, like, we love motorsport games and stuff, but we know with IndyCar and everything, they've left everything to the very last minute. But yeah, they got this deal back in the pandemic.
Yeah, they signed a lot of stuff during the pandemic. One of the things that this Traction article mentioned, which I think is sort of in the vein that you were saying, is Studio 397 is contracted to create officially licensed BTCC content until 2026. So a similar deal may be in place for Formula E-related content.
I'm assuming this is just Formula E have phoned them up and go, where's the new cars and new tracks? They're like, oh, yeah, one sec. I
hoped you'd forgotten about us.
Yeah, we're pushing out that patch now. Yep, it's gone.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a big money investment. I don't think RFactor Studio 397 sat down and decided this was beneficial. I think this is just the end of the tail end of the contract.
Yeah. But yeah, like, just to go back to the game thing. Now I've just thought about it. Imagine if LMU wasn't a thing and they just added all the stuff that they've done for LMU to RFactor 2. Well, and how little sales they would have got had they done that.
Yeah, correct. Ultima Blister 2 they got there first. They had LMU, they had Le Mans, the track. They added the GTPs, the LMP2, all the LMGT3s, the deployment model, Night Rain officials, LFM support. They had Le Mans Ultimate before Le Mans Ultimate, but it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Package it into a game and we're stupid. So yeah, Formula E Ultimate. No, I mean, the racing's weird. It's narrow tracks, no downforce, very slidey. Watching how they race each other and overtake, it's all. A lot of the time, it's just, oh, I've blown the corner, everyone waits, and it's not. It's not pretty. I watched a lot, but it's not the prettiest, the most elegant stuff. It's all very, very tight racing.
Yeah, I think if they were to create a game, I think it would be good if they lean more into the arcadey side of things. Not
The
necessarily
boost
in terms
and
of
the fan boost, yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
the fan boost would be good. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just like a console game would be good. I think there's not enough competition to the F1 games. I think people hate the F1 games.
Yeah,
I
but
think,
they still buy them. That's the problem.
yeah, but I think it's yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's worth looking at like how well PES has done and see if people's hatred for FIFA is enough to get them to buy PES. Probably not, I guess.
Well, FIFA aren't involved anymore, right? It's all EA.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah, FIFA don't have but yeah, the EA developed football games, yeah. So I think that's all for sim racing news. So we'll move on to Apex Racing Team, and we won a race. IVRA GT3 winners back at Silverstone on, I think it was Saturday or Sunday. It was a chaotic race. It was wet, there were safety cars, there was a red flag. They had to swap servers at one point. But Marcus Solholm and Dana Moore managed to come out and win in the GT3 category, so congratulations to them.
Nice.
Was it the GT3s actually? Now I've suddenly panicked. No, sorry, it was in the GTPs, my bad. So yeah, really congratulations to them for winning the 1,000 miles of Silverstone. And they did a nice poster as well with it.
Yeah, the race was fraught with issues.
Do you know what the server restart was for? I wasn't
People, 18 ran out of tyres. There was some rule with tyres in the rain, but then in the dry, I didn't follow it all, but basically there was a bug and there weren't the allocated tyres there was meant to be. And one of the teams, I don't know who, ran out. And other teams were a bit annoyed because they shouldn't have. It's a lot of tyres. And anyway, so they restarted the server and then had the issues that certain teams were X laps down. So they just got everyone just to run laps. Remember, this is a long race, tired drivers. And now they're just logging laps under safety car to unlap and black flag or unlap put a lap back certain teams.
Sure.
And make sure everyone's in the right order. So it turned out to be the 19,000 miles of Silverstone.
I think genuinely in my personal, and to be fair, I don't envy their position whatsoever. I'd hate to, as a league organizer, I know how it feels to watch one of your races go terribly wrong. But when it comes to iRacing stuff like that, I remember the example of at Le Mans a few years ago, there was meant to be like a 3-lap race or a two-lap race maybe at Le Mans, and in the end, it got forced onto a 3rd lap because iRacing can't do 2-lap races.
Yeah.
It just ceases to function if you try to do a 2-lap race. So the time ran out and a 3rd lap was forced because of white flags and stuff. So a bunch of drivers had to come into the pits. Meanwhile, the Apex guys had done a practice race already and knew that it was going to go 3 laps. In the end, the result was cancelled because it was a glitch. But at the same time, I think this is an example of you should almost do a practice race because glitches are sort of part of the game in a way.
Exactly.
So you should sort of know. And I'm sure there were a couple of teams who were like, oh yeah, we knew that we'd run out of
Correct.
tyres.
Yeah. We were manipulating the fact we knew.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So, of course, some of them will lie about that, but I think some of them probably genuinely did know that. And like maybe it's their fault for not knowing that, those who got fooled. I don't know. I'm talking about something I don't know much about. But yes, anyway, we won, so that was what matters. So yeah, that was Apex Racing Team. Of course, how are you feeling about PESC?
I haven't bought the track yet. I'm going to put some time into it tomorrow, hopefully.
Not too many corners to... what car is it?
Porsche Cup.
Okay, that would be a bit tougher. If it was GTP, then most of the corners would be flat out.
Yeah, Saxon Ring, Porsche Cup, and I've never done a lap.
Sure.
So yeah, I'd find some time tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I love learning tracks.
I've done about half an hour of driving at Zandvoort in the Porsche Cup so far, and it is awful. Really awful track.
Easy
in the
to
Porsche
lock.
Cup.
Lots of awkward camber changes.
That long left-hander midway round the lap.
Yeah.
Just like, am I meant to go wide and then tuck in? I never
honestly
hit the apex. I don't know where the apex is. I can't see it.
During the race, you probably don't want to open it up. But I don't think you better support the load on the tyres. You probably want to mid-track it. And yeah, the goal is making that. Later in the race, that apex is just unobtainable. You see it, like, come on, like, why? Awkward corner. Not to mention the fast right-hander. If you've overheated your rears on any part of the previous lap, that corner, if you feel it go, well, oh well.
Yeah.
Ferrari Straddle F4.
So not looking for that. That's PECC GB on Sunday. That'll be on RaceSpot TV from 2 o'clock.
Yeah, good luck. No, I meant good luck.
No, but
I didn't mean like good luck.
We had some good Apex Racing TV moments in the Champion Motorsports thing once a North Face advert plays. Why are you not playing? No, I've got a Disney Plus advert. No, it's changed again.
While we're waiting, there's a question in chat. Can I send a request to join Apex Racing team?
We have the trials once a year, and
for Apex Racing Academy.
Oh, sorry, yeah. So to get into Apex Racing team, you need to go through Apex Racing Academy.
But even the Academy, like if we're being realistic, even the Academy level, it's 7-8K minimum. Like I don't know the requirements.
7K, yeah.
7K minimum, and that's just for the Academy. For the team, you just need to be a dominant winner of top split stuff.
Yeah. I mean, best way to get en route to that is to
qualify for PESC.
Yeah, qualify for that. That'll help.
That'll help.
But join Apex Racing Academy and be like invested in the car. I think like genuinely, like part of it is lap times as well that the coaches look at. But it's also if you've been doing 52 weeks of the group coaching sessions and stuff and communicating with the coaches, obviously they're going to be more likely to promote you. So that is my word of advice for people. Be pleasant.
And really quick.
One of these things are easier than the other. Here was a great move from Julian Retty. It was a Hakkinen style overtake, and that was a nice overtake.
It really was a Hakkinen style overtake.
There was also one other moment as well during the race. I can't actually remember what it was, but I put the link in here.
We've got Faria in the 219 car. In the pits now, Sonic Racing team.
Oh yeah.
What? Wait, go what?
But so he didn't.
Oh, so that actually didn't happen.
He didn't actually hit the wall, but on all of our screens, broadcaster, both commentators, he hit the wall. And that was the leader. Of the
looking at his line through the actual corner, it looks like he wasn't even on the grass. So I assume he had an internet issue just for a split second. That's one way to change direction. Yeah. Well, we always say netcode is the contact model being over a foot, but netcode can take many forms, and that's a brilliant one. Yeah. That's my favourite one.
We also had the Race Data AI Prototype Championship at Portsmouth. It was 100% wet. It was absurd. We had an insane LMP2 instant. So the downhill braking for the turn 5 hairpin was just chaos. Everyone crashed there. Balampala from the lead of the LMP2s crashed there, locked a tyre, and then from that point had no chance of stopping and managed to hit the wall. But there were a lot of these incidents, and I'm not sure if I'll get through all of them because it might get boring. But basically, we had, I think, 5 leaders in the LMP2s all crash out from the lead. It was a very good race. I think I might give up because I'm going to have too many ads. But yeah, it was a good round in Race Data AI Prototype Championship. And then on Tuesday, we had the season finale of the Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup. And so we can announce our champions, basically. I don't think the stewarding has been done, but congratulations to Dalton Zavadil, who won in the pros. He becomes the first 2-time champion. Going into this season, we had 11 different champions.
Oh, Philip Hammer's there as well.
Philip Hammer was second, so another former champion.
Corey Lazarus, he's finished in the top 3 before. I think he got second in the one I did with you.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I
can't remember.
Very stacked field. Ben Pedersen won the AMS when we did it together, I think. Yeah, so and some nice words as well from people post-season as well, saying how competitive the championship was and how much fun they had. Miroslav Soboda won in the Pro-Ams, ahead of Marshall and Lane. And in the amateurs, it was Helder Sequeira who beat Adam Greason and Michael Velasquez. And in the teams, Walk Racing Federation
Oh,
managed to
nice.
win. So congratulations to all of those teams for their
Were
season.
they called Federation last time I covered them?
No, so they had two teams. They had Walk Racing Federation and they had Walk Racing Esports.
Federation, what? Like Star Trek?
Must be.
Must be.
If anyone wants to take part in the Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup, it will be coming back on the 1st of May is when we're planning. So probably we'll announce.
And that's my birthday, so...
And that's why we did it.
Yep.
So, yeah, well, it's going to be a studio broadcast. So you might be around to... I don't know what you're planning on doing for your birthday, but...
Being here.
Yeah. Well, you are now. So...
I'll cancel the trip, obviously, to Venice and everything. It's fine.
We could do a whole thing of like some cake, and we could put some candles in, and the smoke.
You know what we're actually
going
going to be doing, right? It's going to be like that Linus thing where you see me in the chair, and I'm on a boat.
Sure.
And I can't actually see what's happening. I'm just going along with what... I was always saying, oh, that was really good.
Yeah.
Wow. And the people are still driving, aren't they, Sam? Yep, people are still driving.
You could pull it. I reckon we could go a full hour-and-a-half broadcast, and no one would.
So we've actually done it, right? We had hedge projections. Neither of us were here. Do you remember?
Yeah, that was Lee.
Me and... right. Yeah. Lee. That was it.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yes. Interesting box saying, what is our favourite ARL championship? I think Porsche Cup is my favourite because of the heat formats.
I do love the heat format, but my favourite was the endurance.
Sure. No, that's a good shout. Yeah. That was good fun. And of course, a reminder, we have got Apex Racing Academy Sebring 2.4 hours coming up in a couple of weeks. That'll be another studio broadcast, free entry, and solo drivers. So it's quite a long race, but it's really good prep.
And we're going to try and we're going to do our best to mirror the starting conditions of the weather forecast that iRacing gives us.
Yeah, going to have the BOP as well.
So heavy rain, thunderous, heavy wind.
Well, I mean, pretty much. Like I did put it in the rule. Oh yeah, we'll try to match, but like it will go through. It'll go from dry to wet to dry to wet. So we could do anything. Like we could do. So I think probably damp. I reckon will be the order. That is all of the notes. Anything else you want to say?
No. Obviously, mega excited for Lulham. Hope it all goes well. The iRacing update. Let's see. As I say, I didn't mind them making the video, selling us on GTPs, but it just felt a teeny bit disingenuous because it feels like this is a patch.
Sure.
Sorry, we're fixing it, but the video is almost like we've made it even better.
Sure. Did they do a video originally for last season when they actually changed the tyre model? I don't think they did they?
Yeah, I think they showed them overtaking Verstappen at Spa in the F1 car.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember. I don't remember.
So yeah, like so yeah, they're clearly
I think it was the Ferrari. No, was it the Ferrari? No, what car?
Oh yeah, the Ferrari only just got added, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess they just did a Ferrari video,
Yeah,
didn't they?
so,
And not a GTP, yeah. Cool, so that pretty much rounds us off for today. No broadcast later on for us, but of course we will be back with the late Apex. If you have just tuned in late, of course we do post these videos up on different podcast platforms, Spotify and Apple Podcasts and whatever, so you can maybe listen to that back. We'll try to get up in the next couple of hours or so. Of course, let a friend know about it, leave a review if possible, leave a like on the YouTube video.
Pets enjoy this show. I leave this on if my dog gets anxious when I'm gone.
Yeah, they like the sound of my voice.
And mine as well,
yeah. So, yeah, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you back next time.